I've got like some new things to do. All right, welcome everybody to our Force Nation Sunday night call, the last one for 2016, and we're having a pajamas slash Christmas slash ugly sweater something, whatever. Everybody was, hopefully most of you guys are wearing something silly and fun just to kind of finish off our year in an epic way. I've got just a few things to go, and then we'll turn it over to Nicole because she's got some awesome information for you guys for all of us to set off, get off onto the right foot with our 12-week year and everything else with 2017. So first off, I just want to say I think this has been a fabulous year. We have really made some great strides as a team, and I'm so lucky and happy and grateful to have each and every one of you on this team and to know you and to be friends with you. And so I'm not going to get too sappy, but I just want to let you all know that how much I love and appreciate each and every one of you and everything that you're doing to make yourselves better and make your world and the people around you better. So, and then real announcements here. Our next call, I'm proposing it should be on Monday, January 9th, because Super Saturday weekend is right before that. And I know a lot of us are having Super Sundays that weekend instead of Super Saturdays. Even myself, we usually do Super Saturday, but we're having to do it on a Super Sunday this year. Not this year, this January. So for a special time, we will plan to have that our usual time, but on Monday, January 9th instead of January 8th. And just make sure that if you do not know where your Super Saturdays are, look for it and get to one. But I know that all you East Coast New Yorkers are going to the Super Sunday, right? And then I'm having Super Sunday here in Central Iowa. And then Nicole, do you know where yours is going to be? And got all yours is going to be a Saturday though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just make sure anybody who sees this later, also just make sure you get to Super Saturday. It's awesome. It's a fun way to connect with other coaches, to learn some things from other coaches, to connect, depending on how big or small yours is, just get there. It's an awesome experience, and it's really, I know it's one of the things that Nicole's even going to touch on tonight. And I saw that Denise posted also a reminder about the National Wake Up Call tomorrow. It's with Carl Deichler, and huge announcement tomorrow. So make sure that you get on that. If you cannot get on it live, there's always the callback, and it's not too long after the call's over that you can also go and listen to the MP3 in the back office. Okay, so if you don't want to listen to all the recognition and all that stuff, you can go and do that. Otherwise, call into the number. If you cannot do it, I recommend everybody get on and listen to this call tomorrow. And last but not least, we're going to have books of the month for the first 3 months, our first 12-week year. And the first one's going to be How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's one we agreed on, right? Okay. So I'll be posting a link. You know how to get them. Otherwise, if you don't already own a copy of it, so go ahead and get that before you forget about it and it's time to start reading it. So, Denise and Dave, do you have any announcements before I turn it over? Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Miss Nicole. She's got some top 10 things to do before, or to get yours. I'll let you announce it. I'm going to mute myself. So all yours. Go for it, girl.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, Millie. Mute yourself, hon.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. So tonight's topic is basically my top 10 list of things that you can do, most of them like now, today, tomorrow, after this call, this week, whatever, before 2017 to get us set up for a successful year. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I am a big New Year's resolution person, and there's just, something about the new year, fresh slate. Like December, we're all screwed up on our schedules and our eating and shopping and all these different crazy things, right? And so it's nice, like in January, to just start fresh. And I know I need to do all of these tips. I mean, these were all things that I have kind of, was planning for myself. So I thought it would be useful to share with you guys as well, because we're all in this together and all on the same page. And none of these things are really specific to, me. We can all do these things. They're all for the business. And so if you don't have a pen and a paper, I would definitely grab it. You're going to want to take some notes. And none of it, it's really new stuff, but maybe hearing it again and maybe in this kind of order, or maybe just the timing, because it is the end of the year, I think it'll help light a fire under us. I know I'm tired of being stagnant in the business, and I want to see some more growth and movement. I'm putting in a lot of time and effort, and I want to see those results, and I'm sure you guys do too. So hopefully that will help. But yes, get a pen and a paper. And these are things, like I said, to do now. Like, you can implement these right away. So number one, basically, I think the most important thing is to get organized. So number one is get organized. And for me, what that entails is getting your 2017 planner. If you don't have that already, pick one up before the end of the year. I have a notebook where I keep everything in. So I have a few of my little props I'm going to show you guys. What I do is I take the little tabs in my notebook, and they can be whatever works for you. But for me, the first tab is Beachbody info. So we'll have like the customer service line on there, my websites, my coach ID number, some of my coach's ID numbers, just things that I might need to kind of look up, anything Beachbody info related. Then I have my contacts is number two. So that's where I write all of my contacts, and I'm probably going to actually start fresh. This is my 2017 binder, so it's empty. This is my current binder, and I think I'm actually going to just start fresh, go through my contacts again. As you can see, my kids have like scribbled all over it, and things have changed throughout the year. Maybe some people have already become challengers, some have maybe told me no or whatever. So I'm going to start fresh. I would definitely advise you to do that as well. Or if you don't even have one, then make sure you start one, right? So get organized. So get a planner, get a notebook. Number three, all within number one, get organized, is to organize your workspace. So like right now I'm at a desk where my computer is, but it's out in the open in the living room. The kids can run in at any time. It's not really a good place for me to focus. So I just told my husband, I'm like, I really want to move the desk into the playroom. They actually don't play in the playroom, go figure. And that's an actual room with walls and maybe a little bit more quiet. If I'm not, present in front of them, I won't be bothered. So organize your workspace, put up like motivational quotes, anything that's just going to get your mind right. Maybe your, calendars from the workout programs, have those around, your vision board, which I'm going to get to later, but just to kind of get you in the right space, your personal development books. So kind of make sure you have that space. That's kind of part of getting organized. And then getting organized, start to think about your schedule and where you're going to fit this in, because that's what I struggle with the most. I've talked about this a couple times. My kids started school in August, and I swear to you, since August, I've been like a mess. I have not figured out when is the best time for me to fit this in, and something has to change, and I know that. So, start thinking about what's working for you now, what's not working for you now. If you're not finding that 10, 20, 30 minutes a day up to that hour, start thinking about where you're going to fit that in. What I've noticed is that it's not going to magically appear. Right? The time is just not coming to me. I need to work on that. I need to schedule that time. And if it's in 10-minute increments or whatever it is, so I think just setting the year up, getting organized is probably the most important thing, at least in my book. We know what to do, but we need that plan to do it. So that's my tip for number one. And I just want to say too, if you guys want to jump in and say anything under these categories, like getting organized, Rebecca, Denise, or anybody else, if you guys want to share how you do something within these numbers, feel free. Okay, number two, setting SMART goals. So again, nothing new, but if you haven't done this, I highly recommend it. I think you guys know what SMART goals are, but specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, so I would definitely set some goals for the year, long-term and short-term. We had to do this last week, or that was our homework, to post our goals. So you guys should already have them, but if for some reason you don't, make sure that you write a few goals down. What do you want to get out of this? Why are you in this business? Is it working for you? If it's not, time to change some things up. How much money do you want to make? How many people do you want to help? Like, have those numbers in mind. And I would also add revisit your why. Those can change along the way, right? We know that. So maybe your why from when you started is different from your why now. So for me, it's kind of like a fresh start. I'm starting over. I'm starting from the beginning. Like, okay, I'm going to get organized. I'm going to set some new goals, revisit my why, and just kind of start over and reinvent yourself again. Okay, number 3. Vision board. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, so I'm not going to go too much into the vision board itself, but create that vision board. It's so important. And so with your workspace that you're going to create, right, you're going to put it there somewhere that you can see daily. These things work. I'm convinced, So this is actually going to be some homework for you guys between now and the end of the year. If you're serious, create that vision board. And again, I don't want to go too much into it. It can be anything. Mine's on a piece of poster board with some cutouts, some words. There's no really right or wrong to it. Just have one and put dates. The specific, your SMART goals, my story from last year is when I hit Diamond on September 3rd, I had that on my vision board. I had the date. It was specific, and sure enough, it was on there, and I did it. So just, a few of them can be a little less specific. Maybe, I don't know, you want to travel somewhere. It doesn't have to say by a certain time, or you want to make so much money by a certain time. But some of them should definitely have dates and be a little bit more specific. But definitely make your vision board. Whether you're a believer or not, just do it. Couldn't hurt. Okay, so that's number 3. So get organized, set SMART goals. 3 is your vision board. So number 4 is kind of goes along with getting organized, but it's basically plan your next 3 to 6 months. So this was a big one for me. I spend every month like figuring out a week before what the heck I'm going to do the next month. And I'm tired of that. It's not working for me. So I would say plan your first 3 months. If you want to go a little bit longer than that, that's fine. But right now, this week or as soon as you can, think about January, February, and March and what you're going to do. And so what that means is, for me, what challenge groups? I run a challenge group every single month. So what dates are you going to start that challenge group? Are you going to have a name for it? New Year, New You, or February, I don't know, heart, I don't know, whatever. But, have those specific names, know what date. Are you doing a 21-day group, a 30-day group? And it doesn't matter. You don't really have to know. Just put something down on paper. You can tweak it as you get closer, but at least you'll have your plan, your kind of skeleton outline. And that way, so right now, right, we all are planning for January. We should be inviting to the health bet. That's what most of us, I think, are doing. But what's going to happen in February when that health bet is over? Then what? So start planning that second February group. Know what that's going to be. The free groups, that's something that I want to start doing every single month consistently, either a 3 or a 5 or maybe a 7, but probably a 3 or 5 day free group. We want to provide value. We already know that. And we don't want to always be all about the sales. And if we can just get people in to a little 3 or 5 day group, chances are they'll come around to something longer and maybe a purchase. So so one of my personal goals is every single month have a different free group. So whether it's a clean eating group and some sort of an exercise focus group, people do the crock pot challenges. It doesn't matter at all, but just have something that's not intimidating, that no pressure, people to join. We've talked about this on the call before. When you teach something to people, that's when they, see you as that leader and you grow. And so teach them something, teach them an exercise, teach them new recipes, teach them how to eat better, whatever it is. But have that planned out. So right now I wrote down my first 6 months of tentative topics. So I kind of know what I want to do. And then plan your personal development books as well. So like Rebecca just shared what book we're going to be doing. Know what books you're going to be reading. I think we have the list of, the first couple months. So maybe we can, I don't know if it's shared or not, but post that ahead of time so people can purchase some of those books. But instead of winging it, know what you're going to be reading. So plan the next 3 to 6 months. That's number 4. Sorry if I'm going so fast. I just want to make sure I get all this information in. Okay, number 5. We've heard this a million times. Be proof the products work, right? Duh. So drink your shakes, use your Beachbody workouts, follow the nutrition on the plans, use recipes from the Fixate cookbook, use, the performance line. I mean, there's so many things. Your wear and share. I mean, you don't have to believe Beachbody, but you definitely people need to know, and you should not be hiding it. We should not be insecure about it. We need to be confident about it. We know what we have. We know it works, and, be proof of that. Share it. The worst thing is for you to do amazing and your friend goes and buys Beachbody from someone else because they didn't realize you were a coach, so don't be afraid to share that. You don't have to Beachbody everything, but you want to make sure, I think you want people to know, yeah, I'm a Beachbody coach. I help people. This is awesome. We have great products. So, and make sure that you are proof of the product works. And that doesn't mean maybe right now, you're not at your goal weight, or you don't have the perfect beach body, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. You are every day, you're doing those workouts, you're doing the best you can. We're real people. We're not fitness models, and people don't like that, and they don't expect us to be. We want to look good, but we don't need to be perfect. And as long as we keep doing our best and being positive and motivational, people will come around. This is a long-term thing. We all know that this is not a quick fix business in terms of, our bodies and stuff. This is a process. So it's the healthy way to go. So be proof the products work. That's number 5. If you guys want to jump in on anything, feel free. So number 6 kind of goes along with that. They tie in hand, and it's one I struggle with. Commit to a program. I don't know why this is so hard for me. This is one of the hardest things for me. This is where you hear it all the time. The coaches say their business turned around when they committed to a program, showed a before and after, and boom, this. I've heard this time and time and time and time again. And I know this, but for some reason, I struggle with this really hard. So if you guys have tips for me, let me know. But, so think about in January, we all tried to do quarter force. I didn't do it perfectly. I can tell you that. But figure out why, I don't know, easier said than done, but why are you having such a hard time struggling with this program? For me, I get bored. I don't like doing the same workout Monday and Wednesday. I've realized that I need a little bit of change. Yeah.
Okay. I think that for most of us, we struggle with that because we get bored. The same exact reason that you're struggling with it too. I think that if you maybe take advantage of the workout du jour, where it's something different every day, and maybe make a challenge group based on that, where everybody's doing something different every day. It'll add more value to everyone because they'll see that it's just not one program. It's a bunch of different trainers. It's a bunch, and that'll help you also because you want to do something different every day. Mm-hmm. Try that 1 month. I think that we should probably all do that too. Work out du jour, because it'll also give everybody an opportunity to be on BOD. Yeah. So let's do that 1 month also.
Yeah. What's good about that too is that they also put in the challenge du jour, they also put P90X live classes in there, or Pi Live, the Master Trainer series in there that most people don't have access to. Yeah. Only on BOD.
Because we struggle with that too. When I was doing quarter force, I wanted to hang myself. I swear to God, because I missed my dumbbells so bad. Yeah. I stuck with those 30 days, but it was hard. So we're with you on that. It's tough, but you're right. We have to commit.
Yes. We have to. And I just, your business is going to grow. People are going to follow that journey. They're going to believe the products work, and you're going to see the results. And that transformation picture is so powerful. And I'm mad at myself because I had a transformation picture in the beginning, and I haven't had one in a while. I don't have a recent one, so, and I want another one. I want to show I've taken that next step. I know how important it is. So
take daily pictures.
Daily?
Yes. It's one thing I did when I did, not quarter force, the one before that. No, it was quarter force. Take daily pictures. It's crazy how you see the transformation throughout the whole 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But force yourself to do that. That'll also keep you accountable to doing the program every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So number 6, commit. Commit to a program. You guys keep me on it too. And that also means the nutrition guide. I mean, a lot of us are great with the workouts, right? But we cheat. And obviously, like, cheats are part of it, but there's got to be a limit. There's, you know what I mean? Keep the cheats to a minimum, but really, like, I don't use my containers as much as I should. You know, I need to get back into that. We all do. We need to do the programs the way that they're supposed to be done, right? So that's number 6. Number 7 kind of goes along with that. Share on social, right? You've got to be sharing. Who knows the magic number, but 2 to 5 posts a day, 3 to 5 posts a day is what they tell us. We've already done a whole bunch of training on social media, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but pick the 1 or 2 platforms that you're the most comfortable with, the ones that you see the most traction with, and post. No one is going to see your journey if you're not sharing it, right? And that goes along with coaching, and that's another one that I'm guilty with. I don't share a whole lot of inviting. I don't do a lot of call to action posts, I'm great with my workout posts and I'm good with my motivation, but I'm not good with that invitation. So maybe look at your social media, see where you're lacking, and then take a few steps to try to fix that. It's so important. This is where the people see what we're doing. It's a busy life and we don't see a lot of people in person. We don't do the things that we used to do before social media. So social media really is where it's at. We already know that. So make sure you're utilizing it, sharing, using your hashtags. I don't know if you guys want to add anything on social media, but got to use it. So that's number 7. Okay, number 8, know and learn the vital process. So Rebecca had actually wanted me to touch on this, and I was kind of like, I'm not quite familiar with the vital process. Like, I don't know it 100%, so it was really good for me. I'm like, if I don't know it 100%, you guys maybe don't know it 100%. So I looked it up, and it's so simple, actually. There's 4 steps to this vital process, and it's really what we're doing naturally anyway, but it's kind of just outlined in a better way for us. So there's 4 steps to this vital process. So I'm going to break it down kind of quickly. It's also in the back office if you want to read about it. But number 1 is just getting clients started, right? You need to, which goes back to my planning your calendar and organizing, always having something to invite people to, right? You want to connect your friend, your whoever, to a product or a workout, obviously. Maybe it's shakes, maybe it's the workout, maybe it's a supplement, whatever it is. Make sure you have the right one. And that's another thing, is don't just throw 21-day fix at everybody. I mean, maybe that's not the right program for them. So really think about who you're inviting, what they might be interested in, and what might work for them before you just throw out, any program. But you got to get them started, and you can only get them started if you have something to invite them to. So it goes back to our 4 vital behaviors, right? Invite, invite, invite. So you got to get them started. That's the first part of the vital process. Second part is you got to get them results. And this is, I think, probably the most important part. Getting them results is where the magic happens. So once you get someone into your group, it's not just like, okay, cool, I got my 2 points, 30 days, here we go. Like, do whatever you need to do to get them results. If they get results, they're going to fall in love with the program. People are going to ask them. They're going to be believers. I mean, that's where the magic happens. So quality versus quantity. I totally think, like, I know with me and my schedule, I couldn't help 10 people in a group if I really wanted to. I don't have that kind of time. So it's okay to set your group small, 1 to 5 people, or I'd say 3 to 5 would be great. Keep them small so that way you can give them that one-on-one attention and get them those results. Do what you got to do. Offer a little bit of prizes if you need to. Keep them motivated. Keep them encouraged, telling them how great they're doing. Private message them. Recognize them, right? That goes back to our other vital behavior. Make them feel empowered, positive, show them the support. Even if they're not getting the best results, they're still trying, and they're still going to love the positive atmosphere. Like, nothing bad can come out of you, focusing on helping them get results. So utilizing that Beachbody challenge, if they start to finish a program, they'll get that shirt automatically. So get them in there, it's got to be, once someone's in your group, that has to be one of your top priorities. Got to get them results. They're going to tell their friends. True believers, which goes into vital process step number 3 is that's how it's transitioning them into coaching, right? And if you think about your coaches on your team and how you started, most of us started as a challenger, right? We know that. So whether they want to just continue the Shakeology at a discount, whether they want to make a little extra money or make this a career, right? Show them that there's, different levels to being a coach. I think a lot of people get like turned off because they don't see themselves as a coach, and they're like, oh, I'm not a coach. Like, I hear that all the time. And so you got to kind of take that fear away from them. Like, just because you're a Beachbody coach, like, doesn't even mean you have to be coaching people at this time. Maybe it's just for that discount. But if, once they're in your group, start picking out different behaviors or like characteristics of people that would make a good coach. I see it, people who are cheering other people on, or people who are just posting all the time. And, you start to know like, oh, you would be a good coach. And they don't know they'd be a good coach yet, but they'd be a good coach. So it's easy to pick out those behaviors. You don't have to hit them with it right away, but keep that in the back of your mind as a prospect and just keep working on them. And chances are they'll come around. And really listen to their goals. If you've heard them say, gosh, I hate my job. Gosh, I really could use that extra, Christmas is coming around the corner and extra $200 a month or whatever it is, start picking up on some of those clues. Maybe there's people out there that you wouldn't have really thought would be a good coach, but because you've listened to them, right, and you've picked up on a few things, maybe it would be. So, once you get them results, chances are they're going to want to at least stay on the products and get that discount. So they go hand in hand. So you get them started, get them results, transition them to coaching, and then the 4th step in the vital process is develop and mentor coaches. So once you get them, again, it's like, once they're in your group, you don't just leave them. Once they're your coach, you don't just leave them either, right? Be the leader. They joined you. They want to learn from you. So make sure you connect with them. This is hard. I realize this is one thing. Sandy's on the call, one of my coaches. We're all so busy, and it's really hard to find time. And that's why I love these Sunday night calls, because we can get people on here. But it's hard to connect as a team. I totally get that. But don't give up. Keep trying. Get your coaches to achieve success, right? Care about their success, their points, helping them feel empowered in this business, because obviously if they succeed, it's going to help you. I heard somewhere, I'm sure you guys have heard it too, but coaches who get Success Club points early on, in the first couple months of their coaching career tend to stick around, right? If you have a coach who joined 6 months ago and they never got 1 point, it's hard to motivate them to stick around, right? So I know it's not all about points, but you want them to feel successful. So continue just to develop and mentor and lead your coaches. Sorry, my husband's cooking. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay, so that's the vital process. So I just summed it up for you. I hope that makes sense. It's not as confusing at all as it kind of sounds. It's actually quite simple. But that's the process, the vital process, all encompassing our vital behaviors. So hopefully I explained that good enough. So number 9, I'm almost done. Get an accountability partner, right? It doesn't have to be like a true success partner that Beachbody talks about all the time. And, if you guys went to Summit or heard any of those sessions that they did, it's like dating and like this official title and all this. That can be great, and I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like that. Just find somebody that you can connect with one-on-one. These calls are awesome and great, but having somebody that you can relate to, maybe you guys are on the same page, like in terms of the speed of your business, or struggling with the same things, or maybe you work together and it's just easy for you guys to talk business one-on-one, whatever it might be. Just somebody who, and it could be on your team or a totally different team, but just find somebody. Give you guys an example. When we did there was some competition with Beachbody, and they put us on teams of 4. I don't know if you guys remember, and it was in Taryn's page. Anyways, and there was 4 of us on the team. So out of that, there was one girl who was struggling, and she wanted a success partner. And I don't know, I just kind of was like, yeah, I could, use some motivation too. And so long story short, we talk probably twice a month for literally about 15 minutes each. And then we Facebook message, and she'll be like, okay, send me your goals. And I feel bad because she's on me a lot more than I'm on her. I feel like she helps me out more than I help her. And we're not like official success partners or anything, but she's just somebody that's in the business that has the same struggles I do, and we communicate, as often as we can, and there's no pressure. We respect each other's schedules. We both have the kids, and but she's just somebody that I can bounce ideas with, and vice versa, and she's kind of felt like she feels alone on her team and with her business, and she enjoys talking to me. So I guess I serve some sort of a need for her, but so anyway, find someone else. The team is amazing and awesome, and it doesn't replace what we're doing here, but Denise and Dave, you guys have each other, and I'm sure you guys have other people too, but having somebody that's just there to light your fire is, I think, really powerful. So team up. And then, okay, number 10, almost done. And my kids didn't interrupt yet. We're doing good. Take ownership. And I kind of slashed this with going to live events because I kind of ran out of room. I added a number, so it's kind of 10, 11, but take ownership of this business and that means going to live events, attending these meetings. This is your business, right? Our success is dependent on us. Everything we need, Google, back office, team. Like if you ever go to YouTube and you type in anything Beachbody, you're going to find so many videos. That's where I do a lot of my learning. Like when I'm driving, I just, the best of the West calls or whatever, they're amazing. And they're all on YouTube, like everything's free. So at the end of the day, look at your business. Is it doing what you want it to do? If not, do not quit and blame your upline or anything. Like own it. Are you doing the vital behaviors? I know for me, I see a slack in my business because I have not figured it out ever since the kids went to school, and my business is suffering for that. It's my fault, right? I feel like my mind is getting better, like with time, and I know what I'm supposed to do, but doing it is totally different. So really know, like, this is a long-term thing. This is not a quick fix business. We're not going to get rich quick. We're not going to see results like that, right? This is long-term, and it requires a long-term commitment. So own that, don't give up. We all have periods. I've had periods. My coaches have called me with, the same concerns, like maybe you lose a coach, maybe you go down in rank, maybe, you're just not making any money, whatever it is. You have those moments where you're just like, oh, doubting it. Like, why am I doing this? I'm putting all this time and I'm not getting what I need, So instead of just quitting and like blaming somebody, take a step back. You joined for a reason, right? Revisit your why, kind of everything I talked about, recommit to that program, and just own it, like take ownership. This is everything you need is out there, all the tools, right? It's really up to us to make this what we want it to be, really. So those are my top 10 tips. I don't know if I have anything else to add. If you guys want to jump in on any of them, feel free. But for the most part, getting that planner, getting organized, setting your goals, creating the vision board, planning your next couple months. I mean, all of this can be done between now and the end of the year. This isn't like anything you guys can't do. Be proof of the product's work. We do it all the time, right? We're doing it anyway. Committing to a program. Know what you're going to do in January. Sharing it on social. You can do that right after the call. You can do that tomorrow, right? That vital process, it's a process, but at least now you know what it is, and you'll start thinking about it a little bit more. Get that accountability partner. That might not be something you can do right now, but start thinking about that, and then taking ownership. So really everything you can do, like today, right, to set you up. And if we all do this, it's a lot of stuff, but they're all like really small things. It's more about that consistency. And I think getting organized and planning out your Beachbody time, it's going to help immensely. And I wanted to actually show one more thing. I think I've showed this before, but this is my calendar. And I can post a link to it too, if you guys might be interested. It's on Amazon, a family calendar. It's like $12. But what I do is, so for the month, it has 5 different like categories. So I do my shake. I don't know if you can read it. My workout, personal development, recognition, and invites, right? So, and then this is the whole day, like all the dates of the month, right? So it does that. This is August. This is when I came back from Summit. It's full, right? I was motivated. That's when I hit Diamond, was in September, right after this. If I go to my other pages, like, I don't even want to show you guys, but it's like, and you'll see I'm really good at my shake and my workout, but I suck at inviting. And look at that personal development. It's blank. right? So that count, I have another one. I bought my 2017 calendar already. And what it does is like when I'm doing good, I don't want to go to bed until I've at least filled in, every category. But B, I start to see that my patterns, like I'm great at the shakes and I'm great at the workouts, but the other ones, like I said, horrible. And you can see that, like it's this really good visual. So I highly recommend getting a calendar like that. I mean, it's consistent. My invites and my personal development are blank, right? So I have my new one, like I said, I'm starting over and just setting those little goals. Like if you could just, and for me, one invite a day is good enough for me. Like I'm happy with one. I don't need 5 to 10 people. What is it? What else was it? Recognition or whatever. It doesn't have to be a lot, but like if you can check off just one of those things every day and track it and see those patterns, and you'll start to see, oh, I'm not doing good at personal development. I'm doing great at, whatever. I think that will help. So I'm going to stop talking for a little bit. Is that helpful? Okay. So those are my tips.
Yeah, that was awesome, Nicole.
Thank you.
All sorts of good stuff there. I took a bunch of notes. So, but yeah, I would even say, just like you were saying with the calendar there at the very end, and if you guys have areas that you're struggling in, if it's personal development or if it's inviting or if it's your workout and completing it, whatever, start with something that you know that you can manage. If you struggle with the personal development and because you just don't have time to read, for one, get a little more creative, I would say, because we all spend like time in the bathroom or something, so you can freaking read there, just saying. But listen to the videos on YouTube or get your books on audiobook or listen to podcasts. We all have podcast apps on our phones. There's so many different ways. So when you sit there and try to say that you don't have time for personal development, it's kind of a bunch of bull. So just laying it out there. Same thing. If it's inviting, if Nicole just pointed out how she was sucking at inviting, and then as she came back from Summit, she had a fire lit under her, and she did her inviting and did all that. She hit diamond. So, that's something for all of us to learn from, that if we, just get out of our own way sometimes and just do it, even if it is just 1 or 2 a day, what amazing things can actually happen. And, just like when you go and start doing Body Beast or P90X or whatever, something that you're going to do weights with, you're not going to go and start doing dumbbell curls with 25-pound weights if all you can do is pick up 5-pound weights, because if you sit there and think you're only going to be able to, only way you're going to get results is if you do 25-pound weights, you're going to end up hurt and ticked off and sore, and this is not going to work. And so start with what you can do that's realistic for you, where your life is right now. And just like with anything else in our lives, when it's important, we're going to find a way to make it work. Just like anyone here who's ever parented a child, most of us, the moment that we found out that there was going to be a child, probably had a oh crap moment, kind of go, even if it was planned, be like, or you bring that kid home, you're like, what am I going to do now? But we figured out, same thing, with this business. If you want to make it work, you're going to figure out a way to make it work and make it fit into your life. And I know everybody's lives are different and we all have different things going on, but that's just my little 2 cents worth on that. Dee and Dave, you got anything? Unmute yourself.
Sure.
Nicole, you are wonderful. You hit every nail on the head. All those points right there, that is definitely what we all need to do. And there's certain areas where I know I fell off and I need to get back on the wagon. So this is a little spank in my behind. And I'm just reinvigorated. I'm looking forward to restarting the 12-week year because I just finished it yesterday. I'm going to restart it again tomorrow. And I encourage each and every one of you guys to do that as well, and to go live in our team page with your 3 goals for the first 12 weeks of the year. Okay, because once once you think about those goals and put it out there into the world, and we're not necessarily asking you guys to share it on your personal page, just share it with the team. Once you do that, we're going to hold you accountable to that. And it has to be done. You have to keep those 3 goals until, we have to set new ones. So I want you guys to all do it, even though, just a few of us did it. And I know that Rebecca wanted it done before this call, but I say, let's just give everybody till the end of the year to come up with those 3 goals, and let's kill 2017. Let's kill it.
Word up.
And to piggyback on that, we haven't had too many people fill out the little survey I put out either. So do that too. Most of it's multiple choice. It's not like you have to sit there and write an essay. So there's a couple of them you might have to write something out a little bit, but it's 3 things. So
Do we have to fill that out too?
well, I would say the diamonds, if you don't want to, you don't have to, because I kind of talk with you a lot already. But if you want to, you can.
I hate exams. I get test day anxiety. No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
It's how long have you been a coach? 0 to 6 months, 6 to 12, things questions like that.
Okay, cool.
What were your original goals for becoming a coach? And a few choices. And then I think there's an other, and are those still your same goals, or have they changed? Yes or no? I think the only one where you have to maybe actually write something out is what would you feel are your top 3 things you're struggling with right now, and what top 3 things are what makes you a good coach, or why you feel you would be a good coach, because for newer people, who maybe haven't done a whole lot yet. So,
right.
Right.
We have a lot of people who are starting out as discount coaches and are now actually breaking into the business.
Good. Oh, do you want to share your fun story from this week, Denise? So
Which fun story? The one where I was wiping up vomit all over the floor?
No, the one about the $2,300 coach.
Oh, I mentally blocked that. Oh my God, that was a nightmare.
Well, just so everybody could be kind of aware if it's something like that happens to them.
All right, so this is what happens. Thursday morning, payday, right? I always go to my back office. I usually know what I'm going to get the week before because I pay attention to that. But I go to my back office and I look at volume, I look at rollover, and Rebecca does the same thing. So Rebecca private messaged me and she was like, wow, nice paycheck this week, girl. Did you see that volume? And I'm like, no, wait, this week's paycheck is not, but next week's paycheck may be what she's referring to because the volume is kind of high. So then I replied to her just that. And then I went back in and I'm like, does it have something to do with this new coach? So I had a new coach enroll while I was asleep, whom I had no personal relationship with at all, wasn't even a prospect. So I said, maybe it has something to do with that. So then I go in and there's still not like a lot of information, but I can see personal volume. And it was like 2,300 in PV points underneath this brand new coach. And I'm thinking, wow, what is this about? That's crazy. So then Rebecca and I are going back and forth. I told her I was going to catch up with this coach and maybe, see what this person's goals are, whether it's discount coaching or whether she wants to work the business or, what is she doing and where is all this volume coming from? I'm thinking, well, she went on a Christmas spree or something. So then she never replied to me. I usually send a video welcoming the coach that I uploaded to YouTube, and she never replied to me and I didn't get anything. So the next day rolls around and the coach is gone. Poof, completely wiped out of the back office. And I told Rebecca, okay, something's up. I'm going to call Coach Relations to find out what this is about. You know how like when we lose a coach, all of their customers rolled up to us? So 22 customers rolled up to me, and I saw them in my customer a part of my back office. But they were weird email addresses and like very inconspicuous. Things didn't add up. So Dave immediately said, these are fake accounts. And then I got the email from Team Beachbody canceling the coach. And I screenshot it and I sent it to Rebecca and to Dave. And I said, look, Team Beachbody canceled this coach. And I have all the customers. It was like 22 customers, and each customer ordered 2 Shakeologies. 2 Shakeologies, 2 Shakeologies, 2 Shakeologies. Everybody ordered 2 Shakeologies, but the email addresses were all weird. They started with like a 296PZ7489 at Gmail. Again, 276PQPT. All of them were like that. Finally got a hold of Coach Relations, and they told me that it was fraudulent activity. The coach who enrolled used a stolen credit card and created all of these customer accounts and ordered with more stolen credit cards. So all that volume that we saw is gone. Poof.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the first time I've heard of that in the figures that happened to you.
Figures that happens to me, of course.
But, you know, the reason I wanted her to share that was, you know, you never know in this day and age if that's going to happen. So, you know, if you see something suspicious like that, I mean, I have like one customer who once a year buys 6 Shakeologies. No, once every 6 months. And, you know, so things like that. But if you get like an obnoxiously huge order from somebody, especially somebody who you aren't connected with or whatever, you know, really kind of keep an eye on it. And if you have to, call Coach Relations or whatever, especially if it's like with Denise, this person just appeared out of nowhere. So they are probably out just trying to find somebody to sign up under a coat, as you know, and found her online or on Facebook or something. And so something like that could happen to any of us. She's not in trouble or anything, but you know, it's just one of those things. You just kind of keep an eye out, and you know, to go along with that, I would almost say same thing with your own, you know, Facebook and email and Twitter or Instagram or any of your social medias or any of your bank accounts and all that. If you don't have like the 2-step verification set up, make sure you do that. And, you know, because you never know when you can get hacked, and they'll hack anybody. That doesn't matter if you're famous or not. You know, Shalene got hacked, a year ago or something? And
Yeah, that was bad.
That was pure hell. But, you know, I have my sisters-in-law who both of my sisters-in-law here in the last year have had their Facebooks hijacked, you know, or hacked into stuff. So, you know, doesn't matter who you are. But since we are out there a little bit more as coaches, you know, make sure that if you don't have that stuff set up yet, set it up. It's pretty easy nowadays to figure that out. But, you know, same thing with your credit cards and everything like that. Make sure that you're doing those little precautions. Another little thing to put on your list for 2017. So, all right. Any other questions or comments or anything that you want to add to what Nicole added or told us about, or what are you laughing about? You make me nervous when I like look at you laughing. You're muted again, so I can't hear you.
It's just crazy how everything happens to me. I'm always the example for like the worst to happen.
Yeah, don't, you know, watch your head. Yeah, Millie, you're the one that was messaging me about you know, she wanted to promote her health bet and she didn't want to get shut down. So, but yeah, and what I told Millie about that is like, if you're running an ad on Facebook, I think the worst they'll do is say not approve your ad, as opposed to what happened with Denise in the last health bet, and they like shut down her Instagram partly because she probably wasn't paying for it too, because she was running on her personal, you know, which I wouldn't have thought of that either. So
they were literally just transitioning over to Instagram ads when that whole thing happened in August. They were transitioning. So now they're cracking down big time on Instagram. You know, I'm not 100% convinced that Instagram is going to blow up our business. I mean, for me, at least, it's not making a dent. Facebook is where it's at for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, then that means that that's probably better for you to spend your time on. However, you know, Dave's had some good luck on Instagram. So.
Good luck. He continues to have good luck.
So, you know, that's one of those things. If we're all obviously on Facebook, but, you know, if you're not on a second one or not really prominently on a second one, try it out a little bit and, you know, split your time, because a lot of the stuff that you put on Facebook, you can put on Instagram or on Twitter or on Snapchat or where, you know, on your blog or whatever. But, you know, don't spread yourself too thin, but you can have a presence on all of these things. This is not to go into like a whole nother thing, but, you know, that's just something to keep an eye on. You know, don't spend a bunch of your time, waste a bunch of your time on social media outlets that are not doing much for you. If it is doing something for you, then obviously stay on there. So, but yeah, I wanted to share that little story because, for one, it's like, go figure what happened to Denise, but also just keep an eye on that, you know, in case something like that ever happens to you or one of your coaches later on down the road. So, okay, guys, well, it's almost the 30, so we will resume our calls on, let me look again, what did I say? January 9th, after Super Saturday weekend is over, and make sure that you find where you're supposed to be. If you have to pay for your tickets and stuff in advance, do that. If you are going when you don't have to pay for tickets, awesome. But just get there and be a part of it. And, you know, especially if yours isn't a huge one that you're going to, you know, step up and just say, hey, what can I do to help? You know, especially if you're a diamond. Just saying. All right. Okay, guys. Have a lovely Christmas and get your 12-week years things taken care of, goals and all that. And I'll be going live a little bit more in our group and stuff too here before the end of the year. So it's not like we're not going to see each other for a while, but we won't have our calls for 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks. So something like that. All right. That's all. Have a great night, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Take care.